When I was young, I believed life was easy. Money was always there. Comfort was guaranteed. I thought this life would never change. But I was wrong. One conversation with my father, one journey through the city, and one single day of work changed everything I believed about life. This is the story of how an easy life taught me the hardest lesson. When I was young, I thought life was simple and perfect. My father had money, so I never worried about anything. I didn't study seriously. I didn't work. I didn't plan for the future. If I wanted something, I just asked my father, and he bought it for me. New clothes, new shoes, the latest phone, expensive food, luxury trips, everything came easily. My friends often talked about planning for the future, but I laughed at them. Why should I worry? Why should I work? My father had money, and that felt like enough. I woke up late every day. Breakfast was served in bed. I spent hours watching TV or hanging out with friends. We ate at the best restaurants, wore expensive clothes, and drove fast cars. Life felt fun. Life felt easy, and I believed it would always stay that way. I never asked my father how he earned his money. I never cared how hard he worked. I only enjoyed the results of his effort, never the struggle behind it. One day, my father called me into his room. He looked serious. That alone felt strange because he was always calm and kind. "Sit down," he said. He looked at me for a long moment and then spoke softly. "You are not a child anymore. You need to think about your future." I smiled and laughed. "Father, I already have everything I need." He shook his head. "No, my son. You have everything because I work hard. Life is not always easy. One day, things can change." I didn't understand him. I thought he was just worrying too much. "Nothing will change," I said confidently. He didn't smile. He just looked at me and said, "We will see." I ignored his words and went out with my friends. I laughed, I spent money. I had no idea that my life was about to change. The next morning, I woke up late as usual. I checked my phone and got ready to go out again. But when I reached the living room, my father was waiting for me. "Sit down," he said firmly. "I have plans," I replied. He didn't care. "You need to learn about life," he said. Then he said something unexpected. "Come with me." We drove through the city in silence. For the first time, I noticed people rushing to work, men cleaning streets, vendors selling food, people working hard while I had always slept peacefully. He stopped the car in an old part of the city. The buildings were worn, the people looked tired. He pointed at a man selling fruit. "He wakes up before sunrise. He works all day to feed his family." Then he showed me an old woman sewing clothes in a small shop. "She has worked for 40 years, he said. I felt uncomfortable. I had never seen life this way before. "You see," my father said, "life is not easy for everyone, but you have never worked a single day." For the first time in my life, I felt small. Later, he took me to his office, not to ask for money, but to show me reality. I saw tired workers, busy phones, stressed faces. Then my father handed me a small notebook. "From tomorrow," he said, "you will work here." I was shocked. "Me? Work?" "Yes," he replied. "One day I won't be here. Then what will you do?" The next morning, I woke up early for the first time. My father gave me a simple lunch and said, "Today, you are a worker." I was given a small desk and a huge pile of papers. Hours passed. My head hurt. My back ached. My hands felt tired. But everyone around me kept working. That day, I understood something important. Money does not come easily. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. I made mistakes. I learned. I worked harder. Slowly, I changed. One evening, my father looked at me and said, "You are not the same person anymore." Then he handed me a key. "This is your office." That key was not just metal. It was trust. Today, when I look back, I smile. I once thought life was easy, but now I know the truth. Life is effort. Life is responsibility. Life is building something with your own hands. And that lesson changed my future forever. If your comfort was taken away tomorrow, would you be ready to face life on your own?